Katana Zero is a game that I believe to be one of the most underrated indie games to ever be released. With beautiful visuals, a fire soundtrack, an amazing story, and a refreshing playstyle, Katana Zero really stands out in the world of 2D platformer hack and slash games. But I feel like it's not really talked about, so let's talk about it. Before I give my take on the game, I think it's best I first introduce you to it. Katana Zero takes place in a dystopian metropolitan called New Mecca, 7 years after a war called the Cro-Mag War. In the game, you play as the main character's subject, Zero, an assassin with godlike perception and the ability to manipulate time as he is tasked with mission after mission from his psychiatrist. Through each mission, Zero's beliefs will be questioned and the sick truth of his past will slowly be revealed to the player. In the game, there are 11 different levels, each with their own individual segments, but don't let that small number fool you because if you get hit once, you're dead. No! Oh my god! This is especially hard when taking into account the different enemies in the game. The game starts off with some level 1 crooks, but quickly heats up when enemies with shotguns, rifles, and riot shields are introduced. There are boss fights, minecart rides, motorcycles, lasers, turrets, and much more trying to stop you during your playthrough. The game also has pretty unique game mechanics, giving the player the ability to slow time and throw different objects like smoke bombs or molotovs at enemies. And that's just the gameplay. The style, the soundtrack, and the overall atmosphere of the game all contribute to the feel and mood of the game, which I personally really enjoy. The game's plot is really interesting as well, so mild spoilers ahead. If you're not really interested in any spoilers, feel free to pause and skip to the timestamp on screen now. The game quickly throws you into action with the very first level, and although not extremely difficult, introduces you to the mechanics and surface lore of the game which we have already talked about. The main character Zero is shown to have lost his memory, not knowing who he is or what he is fighting for, holding onto a medal from the Cro-Mag War as the only tie back to who he was. It is also revealed that the medicine his psychiatrist gives him is really a drug named Kronos, which is the reason why he has the abilities he has, and somehow all of his missions tie back to the distribution and manufacturing of this drug. What is Kronos? Who is Zero? What secrets is the psychiatrist hiding? Who are the men in the masks? Who is the dragon? Who is the girl? What organization do Snow and V work for, and what are they trying to do? All of these questions you will have to play the game for yourself to find out. But even after playing through the game multiple times, even now, most of these questions are left to speculation or are not fully answered. This is why the Katana Zero community, including me, is so eager for the DLC, which has signs of finally releasing soon, bringing a 5-year wait to an end. Another thing besides the compelling lore that I really appreciate about this game is the dialogue options, and although in most cases it doesn't really make a difference what you pick, in some cases it does. Like the conversation with the receptionist at the Murdower Hotel and some other things which I won't really get into. If it wasn't already obvious, I had a whole lot of fun playing this game. I've played a little under 32 hours of Katana Zero, some of which was me struggling through my first playthrough, but most of which was me getting every single achievement for the game. All of the achievements besides 2 were a whole lot of fun to get, and I suggest if you play the game, you get them too. But if you want the hard mode and gold medal achievements, you are in for a very hard challenge. When you complete the game for the first time, a new option will appear in the menu, the speedrun option, and in this screen you will spend hours of your time struggling to earn these achievements. For the hard mode achievement, you will need to complete a single playthrough of the game front to back on hard mode. For the gold medal achievement, you will need to speedrun the game with minimal deaths and fast enough to get an overall gold medal on your run. Now, to someone who hasn't played Katana Zero before, this doesn't sound too hard, but let me tell you, it definitely was. The hard mode achievement alone took me almost 5.5 hours to complete, and I died 1,369 times. Katana Zero is already a pretty difficult game, but hard mode takes whatever you knew about Katana Zero's difficulty and throws it out the window. Each level is different, some have slight changes and some have pretty significant changes, but nonetheless each change makes each level harder. To be honest with you, I didn't even have a strategy going into this challenge. I got this achievement out of pure stubbornness and perseverance, and the gold medal achievement, although funner, isn't any easier. To get the gold medal I needed in my speedrun, I used a certain strategy where I would practice a stage over and over and over and over again outside of the speedrun, then once I felt comfortable enough, go back to my speedrun and complete it. Then I just repeated that process for every single stage of every single level. Now, was this the intended way the developers wanted you to earn this achievement? Probably not. Am I as cool as the people who complete a gold medal speedrun without stopping? Absolutely not. But either way, I still feel like I earned it. With the little free time I have, I still put in hours and hours of time practicing and failed over and over and over again for this achievement. I think completing these 2 achievements really spiced up my playthrough of this game and made it even better. I love achievement hunting, and the feeling of overcoming something difficult, whether in a video game or in real life, is always a feeling worth chasing. Something else I kinda want to talk about in this video is Katana Hero. What is Katana Hero? Basically a bootleg of the original game that the developers released as a beta in Steam with some mild changes in gameplay but some major changes in story. The story is literally completely different. The entirety of Katana Hero is a bootleg samurai movie that Zero picks up from a movie store in the actual Katana Zero world. In this movie, instead of Zero being a government assassin, he is now an evil spirit hunter, with his goal now being to exorcise all of the evil spirits in New Mecha and stop Snow and V from summoning more. I personally loved Katana Hero, especially after playing the original game and understanding the lore. It was fun to see all of the changes in dialogue and the death animations where evil spirits fly out of enemies. It was also pretty funny to see the changed cutscene during the hotel level, and it really caught me off guard. What the? He flew away! He was an evil spirit. What? What was that? It was super fun to play through this alternate reality, and the best part was the developers confirmed that the making of Katana Hero did not take away from the creation of the DLC, which was really nice to hear. If you like games like Katana Zero or this video piqued your interest, I would suggest you play it for yourself. I know I've said it a couple times, but I really liked this game, so much so that I felt like making a video on it. The challenges, the unanswered questions, and everything I've already talked about in this video is why I find this game so fun and I'm fully invested in it. But at the end of the day, it's just a game and it's really not that deep. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Peace.